Hey guys, today I want to talk about a common question I get almost every single day in my office, and that is, what can I do to make my mid-back loosen up or create a little bit better mobility, or why is it always so stiff there? It seems like everything I try just doesn't get it to go away. Well, one thing I always ask for people with mid-back stiffness is, tell me about your work or the positions you find yourself in every day. I find a lot of people spend time in what we call a flex position. So if this is neutral, flexion of the mid-back is going to be the rounding movement. So I'm flexed right now. So if you look at how you sit at a desk, for instance, a lot of times people will round as they work. So they're not sitting up perfectly, they're rounded and they're working for hours. The other thing to think about is, what do you do at home once you're relaxing? Well, you're usually in a chair, and a lot of times a couch. Either you're on your phone, maybe you're reading a book, but a lot of times we're just rounded in our mid back all the time. And if you think about that, we very rarely spend time in the opposite position, which is extension. So it's that portion of the spine really tilting back. And when you're flexion dominant in terms of position throughout the day, if you do that for months on end, a lot of times you're going to lose some of that natural extension that you should have and feel that stiffness in the joints and the muscles in that area. So what are some easy things you can do throughout the day to keep that area moving and hopefully mitigate the cost of being here all day rounded and losing that natural extension, which makes you feel so stiff, and it makes you feel like you can't stand up straight. Maybe your posture isn't what it used to be. How can you get rid of that chronic stiffness? Well, we've got two ways for you to do that. The first one you can do in your office. The second one, you'll just need a foam roller or a towel at home, but you can really do a lot of things on your own, very simply, to just unlock some of those joints, loosen up those muscles, and get your mid-back feeling better and not so stiff. So, two videos coming up. Check those out. Okay, so the first exercise we're going to do is simply just to stand up from your chair, get near a wall, and we're going to work some extension into your mid-back. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your hands flat on the wall, just above your head, and then step out and kind of stick your butt back. From here, we want to keep all this still and your arms locked. Keep your head neutral as we just work on end range extension. In other words, I'm trying to get my chest to move towards the wall as far as I can, and I feel that right in my mid-back, and I come back to neutral. And so what I do throughout the day, because I spend a lot of time bent over flexion or flexed over the table, is I'll just get on the wall and do 15 to 20 of those when I got about a 30-second break. So if you can do that 3 or 4 times throughout the day, what we're doing is we're combating chronic rounding with trying to get to end range extension multiple times a day to keep those joints a little bit happier and more mobile, to where they just don't get locked in this stiff, flexed position. Now, the next video I'm going to show you is one you can do at home with either a foam roller or just roll up one of the towels from your bathroom. Okay, so this last exercise or mobility exercise using a foam roller to create more mobility in your mid-back goes just like this. So all you need is a foam roller on the ground. You're going to get the area where you feel the stiffest, maybe between your shoulder blades, right on that foam roller. Bring your hands behind your head just to support it. Keep your butt on the floor and extend over the foam roller as far as you can. Again, we're trying to take your mid-back into end range extension, which you remember is the opposite of rounding forward, multiple times a day. And this is a way you can do it at home. And so what you do is you just work the area you feel stiffest. Maybe you do 15 reps as far as you can back. And then what you can do is just move a little bit above that area where you feel stiff. Clean that up with extension, another 15, and maybe go just below it and work on extending that area. If you don't own a foam roller, all you have to do is maybe take a towel or two, roll them up in the shape of a foam roller, extend over that on the floor. So all we're trying to do is keep it simple, keep mobility into those joints. And a lot of times you've got to take them into the end range of the opposite position that they sit all day, which again, we talked about in the first video. We spend a ton of time, hours a day, flexing our mid-back. We very rarely extend it And I think if you put into practice just a few easy mobility exercises to continually extend it throughout the day into its end range, you will notice that your mid-back will loosen up, your flexibility in that area will be better, and overall the area should just feel much more relaxed throughout the day. So give these a shot. I hope they help, and I'll talk to you soon.